Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of the Real Estate Mindset Investor, where we know that creating generational wealth in real estate requires 5% strategy and 95% mindset. So, anyway, this is not actually a new episode of the Real Estate Mindset Investor. It's a remake of part 15. And the reason why I'm making this remake is because I feel that the original one got a little bit confusing. See, I was introducing some of the natural laws that we use in order to create our new lives and our success by law and not by luck or chance. There are tons of laws, and I'm trying to introduce them all to you through this series, little by little, and all of the concepts, little by little, in a structured way, so that if you follow the series slowly, we will be able to exercise our mental muscles. And eventually, I'm sharing all of this stuff with you because my hope, my goal, my purpose is that you are able to experience what I have been able to experience, which is amazing things. But in part 15, I feel that I got a couple of laws kind of confused. It was the law of action and reaction and the law of opposites. It got confused because it seemed to me like the way that it was conveyed, like it was both the same things, and there are not. So I'm going to clarify this right now. So the law of reaction, action, and reaction is that for every action, there's an equal reaction in the opposite direction. And this is what the scientist would say. This is how the scientist would define this law. Now, this same law can be defined by theologians or even philosophers, and it refers to the same thing. They say that as you sow, so will you reap. So, either way, whichever way that you want to talk about it, it refers to the same thing. And I'm going to explain that to you. The other law that I feel got confused with this one, which is not the same, is the law of opposites. And that one, it pretty much, you could say, I'm going to say it this way: for every negative, there's a positive. So let me explain both of them. On the action reaction side of things, the scientific side of things, it means pretty much that you will get back whatever you put in. As much as you put in, it's the same that you will get back or more. So it can be negative, it can be positive, but it will be the same in the opposite direction. You will get the same. And and that's what the same thing refers to when you say it the other way. As you sow, so will you reap. So in other words, this is like an analogy of planting a seed. You plant the seed and you know that that seed is going to grow into whatever fruitful outcome that you expect. Now, there's something very interesting about this idea of as you sow, so will you reap from a different perspective. I learned this from a gentleman called John Canary. And it has another dimension to it. So when you plant a seed, farmers pretty much know how long it's going to take, depending on what it is, for that seed to grow and then reap the benefits of that seed. But that idea of sowing also applies to an idea that we have in our minds, an idea of something that we want to create for ourselves. In this case, we don't necessarily know how long it's going to take. But what we do know for sure is that we will be able to reap the benefits of that idea at some point in the future. So what we need to take into account is that we need to have some patience and we need to believe. So that's a clear explanation, or I hope that this made it a little bit clearer to you. And if not, no worries. First of all, you know that you can reach out to me if you want to dig further into these ideas with me, face to face, in person, or online, I would love to do that. But it will also become clearer and clearer as we continue going on through this series, because as I mentioned, it's in a structured way. Now I'm going to talk about the other law, the law of opposites. So I mentioned to you that for every positive, there's a negative. So if you look at this law, you will find that every single thing in life, there's nothing that you will look at, nothing that you will perceive that does not have an opposite to it. I'm going to give you some examples. Every left has a right, every front has a back, every top has a bottom, every hot has a cold, and I could go on and on and on and on and on, and you will find an opposite to everything. And just as well, for every wrong, there's a right. There wouldn't be a wrong if there wasn't a right, and vice versa. For every bad, there's a good. So that applies, at least from this perspective, and to be pretty concise on this particular video, you can apply that to what we call attitude. So you could tell me, oh, well, how can you say that everything is positive if there are negative things, there are bad things in this world? Yeah, but it's up to you to choose whether it's bad or good. So think of that positive and negative from one side to the other. So you see that something is wrong, and are you going to focus on the wrong side of things? Yes, that is your choice, or anything in between. Or you can choose the opposite side of things. So whether it's wrong or right, the more you focus on something, that's the way that your body is going to vibrate. Your body will vibrate in harmony with your ideas and with the way that you think. So I'm going to leave it at that for now. I just wanted to clarify these two different laws. There are many other laws which I will explain later on. Many concepts, many ideas that we can apply to our lives, and we can apply them to the building of our real estate investing empires. And you'll get it. Some of you probably are already doing this. In fact, I know many of you understand the laws of vibration, the laws of attraction, but it doesn't hurt to review these ideas over and over again, because that's the whole idea of the power of repetition. So I'm going to leave it at that for now, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye.